Hi everyone, this is Laura and welcome to my channel. I have been a little MIA with my projects and loading videos this week because, for one, I had company this week and it made it a little hard. For two, and by I say company, my children were out of school for the whole week and my girls were home with me as well as my grandson Seth. And we had a lot of commotion going on. Temperatures have been extremely frigid, so frigid, and I may have mentioned this already, but one of the pipes to our water pump system broke, and I had a flood in our basement, which is also my bedroom. It was not fun cleaning up all of that stuff, and of course, now my floor is damaged and can't do nothing about that right now, but we did have to go like 24 hours without any water. Thank goodness. Um, because this has happened so often, when we lose power, we also lose access to water. We always have a large supply of gallons and gallons and gallons of water. So it was okay, but you know, it's like roughing it. It was just a rough week. And so that finally got fixed as well. And so, yeah, it didn't leave a lot of time for loading videos. So I will be loading a lot of videos over the next couple of days because I have a lot of projects to share with you guys. Anyways, I have been, like I mentioned back in January, I am in the mode to build up my card collection. I am extremely embarrassed as a crafter that every time a holiday or an event with my family members come up, I have to sit down and start creating a card. And a lot of times, um, more often than I care to admit, what usually happens is, let's say my son's birthday is 5 days away or a week away. That'll be the week I get sick, and then I can't make a card. And by sick, I mean my hands will be out of commission, which happens to me every now and then because of my illness. I will be totally immobile. I can't move. I can't craft. And then the holiday goes by and no card. And it has happened to me so often, as a matter of fact, that I've let it upset me a lot because, and I think it was my husband that made this comment, for the amount of stuff that I have in my home and in my craft room, with all the stuff that I have to play with, I should never ever not have a card ready for a family member or a friend. And he's right. And that kind of struck a nerve with me. And so for the month of January, this coming January, I said that I would be making a lot of cards. And I'm trying to make a variety of cards that I'll have a card ready for any occasion. Um, of late, I noticed I made more girl cards or more feminine cards than male cards. So I went. Another thing I'm trying to do is, um, I have a lot of stamp set, guys. I became a stampaholic. It's really, 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 really bad. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just love stamps. I want every single stamp that's out there. It's disgusting. I know it's a disease. I can't do anything about it. Um, so, to ease some of that guilt that I'm feeling, I decided that I have to use every stamp set that I own or that I've purchased last year and the year before that I have not been able to use yet. I am committed that I have to use them this year. And I have to create more than one card with each stamp set. I want to try to create at least 4 cards. I might just do 2 now, and then maybe 2 weeks from now, pick up the stamp set again and do 2 more, whatever, make 3, whatever. But that's my goal. More than 2 cards. And I want to try to use every single stamp set that I've purchased that I have not used yet. Now, guys, I am not kidding. I had when I came up with this little goal for myself, I was rearranging all my stamp sets. I have a stamp set from Fawn that I bought 3 years ago, and I fell in love with it, and I still haven't used it. Like, where does that make sense? I don't even, I don't know. So yeah, so that, oh my gosh, 5 minutes just talking. So that brings me to why I use my Happy Trails Lawn Fawn stamp set. This is one of the stamp sets that I loved, loved, loved. I saw all the pretty cards that people were making with them, and I had to have it because I do have a lot of men in my lives that I love. I have my daddy who's still with us, my husband, my two sons, lots of nephews, lots of friends. So I decided to pick this up. Haven't used it till this day. I have not used this stamp set. And so I decided to create some cards. And I do have the die that comes with the stamp set. And as you can see, I also pre-cut and left a lot of them inside the package, which I'm also going to start trying to do. When I sit down to play with a stamp set, I'm going to try to make it my business to pre-cut a lot of the pieces so that when I'm ready to make another card, I already have everything there. And that'll kind of maybe inspire me to use them a bit more as well. So this is the stamp set I am showcasing for Scrap My Stash. I'm using what I have in my stash. I am trying to anyways. And I also went into my papers and started grabbing all kinds of scraps. So a lot of these papers, I know most of them are American crafts papers, but some of them I may not know where they came from because they're little pieces of scrap left over. So let's start with the first card. And I kind of did all of these the same. Some small variances, but for the most part, I thought of or I gained inspiration from Pinterest or other YouTubers, and then I'll just run with it and make several cards. Now, this card in particular, um, the little mountain scene, I did see a card made on Pinterest on the Lawn Fawn site, and I went with that. Mine is just a little bit different, but they're both basically the same style. Mine is a lot bigger here, and hers was on this side, and mine's on that side. Just a few little changes, but for the most part, that's where I gained the inspiration. So these are all A2 size card. I took some orange, yellow cardstock that I had in my stash, and I also used some blue cardstock. I used several different Lawn Fawn stamp sets. Like for this one, I used my Christmas stamp set for the little stars, and I did use my color box white chalk ink. The little Christmas trees, I colored them in with my pro markers. I call them Christmas tree, but they're really pine trees. I cut them out of green cardstock, and then just for shadowing, I used my pro markers. The little car I also colored in with my pro markers. And then I had little stitching on the hills. One of the hills I did pop up with a foam adhesive as well as the little car. And that foam tape came from my good friend Bev, New Crafter Bev. Thank you so much, Bev. And I am really, really, really using that adhesive foam tape. And then I also stamped out some clouds with it. I colored in. Enjoy the Ride, which also came from another Lawn Fawn stamp set. I added some little buttons, some paper here, um, just to kind of give something for this little empty space here. Then on the inside here, I just cut out another piece of cardstock from the same base color. So I could either stamp a sentiment or write in a little sentiment. I have some of that grass from the Lawn Fawn stamp set. Critters in the Savannah was the one I used for that. And again, I cut out some more of those little pine trees and put them in the corner. So that's one mail card. Now for this one, I actually used my white embossing powder for the little stars so they stand out a little bit more. And as you can see, this one I actually used the car and the trailer. With the other card I did not. But again, an orange base. And this is one of the 12 by 12 papers that I cut down. I used some pattern paper from American Crafts. Again, more just plain cardstock from my stash. I made the little hills again. This time, instead of using the faux stitching with my black Sharpie, I used the little stamp that came that looks like a little highway, like a little road. And so I used that. Some more little trees cut out. Again, I colored in the little camper and the car with my Pro markers. Sending hugs. This came from the Fawn set, the on the men's one. And then on the inside, I just stamped out two little cards and a little road and the little puffs of smoke. And again, I can always stamp a sentiment in later on or just write one in by hand. So this is sending hugs. That one was enjoy the ride. And this one is I'm here for you. And as you can see with this one, although it is really similar to this one, they are a little different. For instance, the little stars in the sky are different. The grass, the sentiment, and the little hills. And on this one, I only used 3 little trees. I have some bling on this side. And then the inside, again, I have 2 little cars. I'm so sorry, guys. Excuse me. And the little puffs of smoke. And again, I can write my little sentiments in or stamp a sentiment in. So those are my 3 cards that I made with my Happy Trails stamp set. And now I have 3 cards for the men in my life. And like my husband said, now I'll have no excuses for the next holiday or the next occasion. I have to make some men birthday cards, and I think that's the one I struggle with the most when I make cards. I do not know why, but I have a really, really hard time making men birthday cards. I don't know why. I just do. So guys, I hope you liked my video. I know it's been a while since I've shared any layouts. I hope to share some layouts soon. Once I really build up my card stash where I'm happy with the amount of cards I have, I'll get back to making a lot more layouts. But for right now, I'm going to be working on a lot of mini albums. So that's kind of like a layout, only miniature size, right? Thank you all for watching. Have a most blessed day, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.